Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here to Like Grandma Used to Make and you have no idea what this channel is about, essentially my mom used to go to a lot of estate sales and she would collect little recipe boxes. And I decided it would be fun to go through them and figure out, do these actually taste good? So today we are going to make sugar plums. You may be asking yourself, what are sugar plums? And I didn't know what a sugar plum was until recently. In 1609, there was a cookbook called Delights for Ladies. And in that cookbook, they describe boiling fruits with sugars as the most kindly way to preserve plums. The term sugar plum was actually applied to a variety of fruits, nuts, and roots. It was only until modern day that manufacturers started to use the word sugar plum literally around plums. I hope that clears that up. Now, in all of my research looking up sugar plums, which were more recent recipes, they were all essentially candied plums. That's what a sugar plum is. But the recipe I've got from this tin is much different. This is pulled out of an old magazine. It says sugar plums at the top there. And this is a plum filled with stuff. I'm gonna make it anyways, even though it's not, when you look up sugar plums, what you're gonna find. This is very interesting to me. Before I start, I wanna say something quickly. This does have egg whites in it and it's not cooked. So this is crucial. Do not use egg whites from actual eggs. You need to get egg whites that are pasteurized, okay? I don't need people on my channel getting salmonella, so stay safe. Please use pasteurized egg whites. Moving on. So let's make some sugar plums, just like Grandma used to make.
So the first thing we're going to need is 1 pasteurized egg white, which means 2 tablespoons, 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/4 cup of cold water. And you're going to beat that until it's frothy. I used a fork for this. Next, you're going to gradually mix in 1 1/4 pounds of confectioner sugar. Yes, 1 1/4 pounds. I was like, that can't be right. But then I remembered that most cake frosting has lots of sugar in it, so okay, Grandma. Now you're going to add 1/4 cup of softened butter that you can work in with your hands, it said, but I used a spatula. Lastly, you're going to add candied fruit and 1/2 cup of flaked coconut. Now, if you don't like store-bought candied fruit like me, guess what? You can go to my first episode and figure out how to candy fruit yourself at home. Lastly, cover it and refrigerate for several days.
Good day, everyone. It is now 2 days after I made that mixture. It is, guess what time it is? It's 5 p.m. Okay, but it looks like it's midnight outside. Drives me crazy. So in the original recipe, it says to set the filling aside in a cool place for a couple days. But there's egg whites in there. I don't think that's safe. So I kept it in the refrigerator and I pulled it out probably like 30 minutes ago just to let it soften up a little bit. I would also like to mention that this recipe says to steam the prunes, but it also says to drain them. And when you steam prunes, you're having it above water, so you wouldn't need to drain them. So I'm a little confused. So I'm actually going to steam them because it says the word steam, but it's possible it just means boil. So we'll find out. Let's make some sugar plums.
Grab a pot with a steam basket attachment, and you're going to fill the water just below where the steam basket sits because you don't want the boiling water to get through the holes. You're going to add 1 1/2 pounds of large dried prunes, put it over medium heat until it boils, cover the top, give it a little stir so the prunes don't stick together, and then it should look like this when it's actually steaming. And you're only going to have it steam there for a couple minutes until it's soft, but not too soft, Grandma says, and then dry it off. To fill the prunes, you're going to create a little opening, fill with the mixture, and top with a candied cherry. Look at that strange little thing.
Okay, so we're caught up. You know what I realized? Grandma calls this sugar plums, but I call it sugar prunes. These are sugar prunes. So I thought I'd just craft one in front of you, right here, right now. Oh my gosh, my nails. Don't look at them. When I took them off of the heat, I squished them back to their original shape because, I don't know, the prunes I got were like squat. And I ripped open the side. Grandma says that you gotta fill it and then add a candied cherry on top. We filled this little guy. We put a little cherry on top. That looks so silly, Grandma. That looks like something your grandma would eat, though. Doesn't it? I don't know. What is this? Why did you save this recipe? I don't know. I don't think so. The filling is really good. Prunes are prunes. It's like if you have a bad digestive system and you want something sweet, but gotta get things moving, you could make this. I don't think I'm gonna add this to my recipe box. Grandma, sugar plums, sugar prunes. This frosting, however, is really good. That frosting is great. I don't really understand why there had to be egg whites in there. You're gonna have to ask your local grandma on that one. I don't get it. Guys, thanks for joining on another adventure. There's some good ones coming up and I'm really excited about them, so stay tuned, keep watching. If you liked this video, like and subscribe below. If you didn't like this video, guess what? There's more recipes to come. If you have some old recipes that you'd like to send me, I would gladly take them. You can go to my Instagram at like grandma used to make. Pretty simple. We can talk and figure out how we can get your grandma on this show. Guys, see you next time.
Well, here's the final shot of the sugar plums. Not pretty at all. Not appetizing. Looks like mushrooms. Don't make this at home.